Hello and welcome to a very special edition of Talkin' Tunes. I am your host, Frank Walsh. Thanks for tuning in today. As you can see, I am sitting here with a gentleman of distinction. You probably know him from one of our previous shows where he was on promoting this great fundraising event. And he is happy to be joining the Repeat Offenders Club because he is back for his second time. He is here along with some of the members of the new Danny Klein Full House Band, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you 2017 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominee, Mr. Danny Klein, and the members of his band. We have
Artie Eaton on the end, who is a vocalist, a multi-talented instrumentalist, and can have no sharp objects. The next is Richard Rosenblatt, affectionately known as Rosie, because he is from the Rose City. And besides being older than Pepper, he's a great, great harp player.
Thanks, Danny.
Well, there goes my intro, stolen by the great Danny Klein.
Well,
but hey, who am I?
And this guy, Steve Gowett.
Yeah.
We won't go into rain jokes. Who is a great guitar player, and they're all crazy because they're playing with me for no money.
One of the things I don't know if I reminded you of that, we are time sensitive here. This is not the Danny Klein hour.
Ooh, oh, that's not what I was told.
Oh.
it's a Danny Klein 15 minutes, I thought.
You're a good guy, Danny. Well, anyway, folks, these guys are legends around the New England area, especially having their name attached to Danny Klein. So, Danny, first of all, I think we need to address the fact that you were nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for the 5th time.
Yes, half a generation, half a decade.
And
probably a record.
Given that fact, you're thinking of changing the name of your band?
Yes, maybe. I thought we would go to the Bridesmaids, possibly, but I don't know. We're still talking about it.
Cool. But hey, just because you didn't make it this year, I'm sure that you'll get in there.
Oh yeah, I'm sure posthumously we'll definitely be in.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool. So why don't we go around the horn a little bit and have you guys introduce yourself and tell the folks.
You told me to introduce them. Now I look like I'm stupid. Go ahead.
Danny, you don't need much help with that.
You're my partner. And I'm the straight man.
You are the straight man.
Go ahead.
I told you this was going to be a fun show, folks. Take it away from this guy.
I'm Steve Gowett. I've been playing with Danny since we first started this band. When was that? 2005.
They had electricity, I remember.
That was a while ago.
Okay.
Yeah, they just invented electricity. But, what a great adventure it's been.
And we're scratching, clawing our way to the middle.
We're still scratching. Still scratching.
Now, before you were doing this, I'm sure you have a history before you joined this band. Why don't you talk a little bit about your background and some other bands you played, how long you've been playing, that kind of stuff.
Leave out the felonies.
Do I leave out the whole growing up in Maine thing?
Yeah,
Growing up in Maine, do your loon impression.
Yeah, we'll stipulate you were born a small child.
Well, I grew up, believe it or not, being a humongous Geils fan. And when I moved down to Massachusetts from Maine, I moved down for music, but a few bands under the belt. 13 years ago, I did a keyboard player, Dave Quinliani.
Cool.
Got in touch with me and said, "Hey, I want to put together this thing with Danny Klein." I said,
and the
Danny
rest
The
is history.
rest is history, huh?
Oh, it sure is.
Put the fan thing aside.
That and $2 we can get on the subway.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure that this guy had a lot of competition.
Oh, he's a great musician.
Trying out for your band. So
He is a great musician in his own right, whatever bands or what. I mean, he knows music as all of them are, even the goalie.
Now let's go to Rosie. Rosie, I understand that you have a new venture that's coming down the pipe too, that you just signed a nice artist. So why don't you give a little history about you and what you're up to right now?
That would be for the record label group that part of the VizTone label group. We've actually had that for about 10 years now.
Oh, okay.
And before that, I ran Tone Cool Records for about 20 years. And so I've been
Eleventh
I-
Hour
I-
Blues Band.
Sit back for a
That
second
was
so I can
the
see this
fir-
guy.
The first album, yeah, we did about 50 records with Tone Cool and about 100 with the Viz Tone label group, and we'll make a nickel out of this business yet. One of
Wow.
these days.
Great harp player.
Wow.
Great
How
harp
long have you
player.
been with the band?
I kind of lost count of just about as long as everybody else.
Didn't we,
much.
It's
didn't
been-
we
has it been
meet
10
at,
years
when
yet?
they
I
had
don't
the
know.
Oh, yeah.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
And there was the initial meeting at some bar or something, and all the old people from the Tea Party and not the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Tea Party, the New
old-
England Music
Okay.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And Rosie happened to be there, and we were just,
And Danny
seeing
said-
friends, and I'm just starting, and we got
I said,
declined.
Danny, I should play in your band. He
Yeah, I
said,
said,
okay.
I said, you play harp. Do you know any harp players? Do you know anybody? Because I'd like to get a harp. And he said, I'm not doing anything. That was great.
That's easy.
Now, I mean, we follow each other on Facebook, and I've seen your stuff. I mean, you play all over the place.
Oh,
I mean,
he's a
you know,
legend.
You can't go to a video somewhere and anywhere there's
I'm
a harp
shameless.
player. There you are.
I am shameless.
Yeah, but he does wear his knee pads. When you're begging, I mean. I'm not saying
Thanks,
anything
Danny.
else.
No,
Yeah, this is
Okay.
the P.
Not
This
to
is
put
our
too fine a
rated
point.
P show, Danny.
On cable?
Yes, it is.
I gotta go next door. So what's the next town over?
Gee, after all of this time, I forget your name. I mean, what is it,
I
Artie?
think I forgot my name too.
Why don't
My
you tell
name's
the
Artie
folks about
Eaton,
you?
And I'm singing with DK. And again, me too. I started, young, 17 years old, trying to pick up chicks, and the only way I could do it was to buy a guitar and sing.
Uh-huh.
And now it doesn't matter anymore because I'm married and happily, on my own here. But I'm a songwriter. Been a songwriter for years. Actually, me and Steve have our own little project we've been working on, a band called 111.
Great.
We were
Which
in a
has been
band
great.
Together 20
But
years ago.
Stevie called me. I've been with the band about 7 years now, almost 8 years.
Oh,
and
yeah. When
I came in as a backup singer, as a backup to their singer that they had, and Stevie called me and said, "Hey, what do you think about joining the Danny, Geils, Danny Klein?" I'm like, "Who's Danny Klein?" Because nobody knows the bass player.
Story of my
I go,
life.
Don't
Who's
you
the
know
bass
who he
player
was?
for the Star
Of
Wars?
course not. But anyway, so I met Danny. I love him like a brother, and I sang a few songs. I'll tell you something. When I first got there, I was pretty nervous.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty.
That's silly.
Yeah, I was. What can I say? But I passed the audition. Lately, I've been too busy at work, so I've been singing off and on with Jim Taft, who's
Yep.
also singing with Danny Klein.
Yep.
And sometimes me and him get up on stage and we have a blast. And,
Yeah.
Artie's the only one who walks on the table.
I'm the table walker.
You're the
Jimmy's
walker?
too big.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah,
I've
so
seen
I try to.
We're going to give everybody stilts.
I
next
can't
time.
sing like Jim Taft, so I try to outperform him. So
Yeah,
that's my
and
only way.
we try to find you in the club often during the set.
I do get yelled at often because Danny,
He's not allowed
when
to
I
use the
leave and
wireless.
everybody follows me, everybody's up there alone, so I try to stay on stage. as much.
Now,
Yeah,
when
it's
you,
about that big.
Yeah.
now, when you guys got together and you decided to join Danny's band and do the Geils covers, how easy or difficult was it for you to learn that music?
It's built in us as growing up.
Really, I mean, so it was easy for you to
So
adapt to
easy.
that.
I think I had a struggle on some of the older stuff. Rosie's a blues
Oh, yeah.
background, and I'm not so much. I'm a rock guy. I grew up in hair band days, so I wasn't really into the blues too much. So I knew all the freeze frame centerfold, Must Have Got Lost, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But when they threw all the stuff at me, that was the like the B stuff that they would consider not the hits.
Right.
It took a little while for me to
Yeah.
figure it out, but I'll tell you something. I enjoy singing the not so hits better than in some cases than I do on the
You
hits,
got to
know?
learn it's music for the groin and not the brain.
It's
Now, what
fun-
about you from a guitar standpoint? Picking up the licks and being able to play that. And
I probably knew 90% of this stuff when I was 12.
really.
And he's got a great ear anyway, and he can hear something being played and pretty much play it.
Yeah.
No, I used to sit with all, and when I was a kid, and Geils was one of the
And I was
albums
never in another band.
I would put
So,
on and learn.
Cool.
It's advantageous. You guys know top 40 things and Stone stuff and Beatles. And I never had that experience. I didn't even start playing until I was 21.
It's amazing. I have some people come see me and they're amazed how many hits. When you ever go see a band and you go see a band that you haven't seen in a long time,
yeah.
and you're sitting there and you're listening to these songs, you're like, I didn't know they sang that. I didn't know they sang
Oh, yeah.
that. So I've had friends come
Story
up,
of my
and
life.
one kind of a funny story. I'm a set guy. I like managing the sets. And so I said to Danny when we started playing, I said, Danny, how come all the hits are in the first set? And he, what'd you say to me? He goes, that's because everybody comes see us as in assisted living. And they usually go home after the first set. And he's kind of right, because all the deadhead, the diehard Geils fans are there at the end, which it doesn't matter because it's always packed. It's always a full house with us. So.
Right.
And we might as well get it all over in the first set in case everybody leaves.
I find that hard to believe. I've been to many of your shows, and I don't think too many people
If
left.
I don't nail them to the floor, they go.
For me, being a harp player, playing Magic Dick's parts.
I was just gonna ask about that.
It's a real sort of pleasure, just because he was such an inventive player. Always still is.
Yeah.
And I try not to play everything exactly the way that he played it.
Right.
But some of the lines you have to, because they're classic.
Exactly.
They're iconic. It's like this is the way Magic Dick did it, so it's just so.
Right. You anticipated a question I was just going to ask about, how strict do you stick to the script as far as, because some bands like you guys, I've heard you do a little
note for note.
variation. Yeah. And then you do
tribute.
note for note, and then,
Yeah.
you must put a little spin on
Yeah,
there.
no,
in your
That
own
would be
little
a
ways.
tribute band, and then I'm original member, and I think if he's got a great guitar solo, that's not the same one on the record, but it's got the same spirit, or harp,
Yep.
or anything. They have the freedom to do it, because
Good.
I'm not trying to copy anything.
Yeah.
It's my songs too, and if I want to change something or somebody else,
And I think trying
know.
to imitate somebody like Peter Wolf,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. You
yeah,
can't
I
do
mean,
it.
why
that would
would you
try
want
to-
to take
Can't
the
do it.
whistle out? And all that
It just, he's a one of a kind. It would be embarrassing to me for somebody to try to,
You're a one of a
really
kind.
imitate. And, I'm embarrassing
Okay.
sometimes.
Yeah.
One of a different kind.
Danny wants us to take the music and make it our own,
Yeah.
their music, and I think we do. I think we're
Oh,
more,
the passion
we're
and
more
times.
like they
thing,
were
but
in the
not
70s
a copy.
or
Right,
the 50s.
right. Now, when you guys get up there, I'm sure, I've asked this to many people, and I'm sure I know the answer, but I'll ask it anyway. You're the type of band that draws a lot of its energy from the crowd, because you pull those people in, and how much energy and how inspiring is it to know that these people are really rocking and rolling to your songs? Does that elevate your game a little bit? And do you draw that inspiration from your crowd?
Of course.
That's everything.
That's,
Yeah, it's the obvious
you go
question,
on,
but-
if you go on stage and there are a few people there, or people aren't into it, it's like you have to produce all of that. But when if it's 100-seater and it's packed and they're into it,
Yep.
it's just, that's why you play.
Right.
If you got to play to the furniture, you shouldn't be in
Right.
the band.
But I'm sure there are times where you might go there and say, oh geez, this is my third gig this week and I'm tired, and so mentally you might be kind of going through the motions, but once you get out there and you feel that energy from the crowd, that elevates that and brings
Adrenaline
that
kicks
passion
in.
in.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's kind of like going
Yeah,
to
but
combat.
even if you're tired and you go out there, you do your professional gig, and if you're a musician, that energy comes from where you do your thing.
Yeah.
Even if it's two people there.
Yeah.
But you're right. If the Wembley Stadium is full, I'm grooving.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't sit still too many times.
Unless they push me.
So guys, for the sake of time, I think the folks at home want to hear you guys play. So what are you going to do today? Going to do a little ad-libbing? Going to have some fun? What are you going to do?
Yeah, we're going to do a little classic blues and acoustic and fun and simple and akin to what we play.
All right. Well, folks, you are going to hear these gentlemen get up in a second, and they are going to rock and roll you and bop and stroll you. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Danny Klein and his Full House Band.
Going down to Louisiana to get me a mojo hand. Going down to Louisiana hold your hand. I'm gonna have all you women under my command. I got my mojo working. Got my mojo working. Got my mojo working. Got my mojo working. Got my mojo working, but won't work on you. Rosie, hold it. I got a gypsy woman giving me advice. I got a gypsy woman giving me advice. I got a whole lot of tricks keeping them on ice. I got my mojo working. Got my mojo working. Got my mojo working. Got my mojo working. I got my mojo working, but it don't work on you. I got my mojo working. Got my mojo working. Got my mojo working. Got my mojo working. I got my mojo working, but just won't work on you. And you, and you, and you. Just like baby, I'm gonna leave ya 27 more minutes before I say bye-bye. Hard driving man, hard driving man, hard driving man, driving just as hard as I can. Rosie. It's hard to play drums in this. I got it now. Ooh yeah! Oh yeah! We do the baby thing, right? Baby, 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 baby. Looking too good to me, Stevie. You gonna do that little chicken picking thing? Yeah, you think? Try it. It goes like this. Come on, come on. Hey, Danny. You know what, Danny? What? Have Have you heard of the Boogaloo? Yes. You heard of the Boston Monkey? Yes. You heard of the Philly Freeze?
Oh, well, I've been frozen in Philly.
We got the
many
DK
times.
Demolition right here now, boys.
Then do it.
Ooh, yeah! Ooh, yeah! Ooh, yeah! I ate at the four-wind diner, supped at the Woodrow's home, down at the old dirty one. I hope my rig don't stall. Hard driving man, 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 driving just as hard as I.
Wow. Guys, that was pretty amazing, pretty amazing.
Thank you.
I told you at home, folks, that you would not be disappointed. So, guys, for the sake of time, you have some things that are going to be coming up in the future, and here's an opportunity for you to talk a little about some of your gigs and what's going
Okay.
to be happening in the future.
Well, being the holiday season, the gigs have been already, so we don't have too many that
Okay.
are open, but we're going to play
Chan's.
next Saturday. In-
30.
At Chan's in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. If you haven't been there, it's one of the premier jazz and blues clubs in the country. John Chan has won the Senator Appel Award in Rhode Island, and it's a great club.
It is.
We're going to kick ass and take names. Maybe some more editing. And then we have to read this paper because my manager will kill me if I get anything wrong.
And your manager, that would be Susie Cullen. And you
My
might
manager,
remember-
yeah. Oh, I don't even have the paper, I'll guess.
You might remember Susie.
Oh, I got it. I remember Susie Cream Cheese. We're going to be playing at this new place. We're very excited that Susie just got us. It's called The Greasy Luck in New Bedford, and it is at 791 Purchase Street in New Bedford. We're going to actually play the day before St. Patrick's Day, so we are going to make the whole weekend a St. Patrick's Day weekend. And we're going to videotape some of the stuff, and you just come down and be part of the audience and have some fun, and we can get the start and everybody else for St. Patrick's Day.
Now, how can people get a hold of you guys or get a hold of Susie Cullen, who is managing you? How can they get a hold of you if they want to book you? I believe that we have a website up there where somebody can contact you, and that is going to be rentachair@yahoo.com. And as you can see from the performance today, these guys are great. And if you book these guys for any party, any wedding, any clubs, you are
Bar
not going to be
mitzvahs,
disappointed.
anything.
Absolutely. So guys, for the sake of time, anything else that we would like to say? Any kudos, shout outs, anything that you want to say to any of your supporters or fans or family?
Well, thank you for having us a couple of times, and I saw you last night in Rhode Island
You
at
did.
that charity gig, and that was great, and we had a great time, and
We
it's
did.
a wonderful place. And to my future ex-wife and manager, thank you very much.
Around the
And
horn
to
here,
the
guys.
boys,
Come out and see us. It's
Yeah.
always a good time. Always
be
a
there.
fun time.
Chan's
we
Killer. Best
Yeah.
club. Love
Yeah.
playing there.
Absolutely.
music for the groin, not the brain.
Now,
So let's have some fun.
Well, I hope that we can get you back here, maybe without this guy, so you can have something to say.
Oh, what, they're going to get a band? Oh, they don't talk very well at all.
You wanted to sit next to him. I told
I
you.
tell
You
ya,
should have
I
gone
tell
over
ya.
here. It would have been easy.
You
I'm
were
not-
going to play something.
I'm not
I
a-
don't even know why you're here.
Somebody had to play the cajon.
I'm not
Okay.
I'm not a bright guy. So listen,
So,
folks.
so he's going to bust him. That's why he wanted me to sit next
Can
to
he
him.
talk
So he
now?
can bust him. No.
Yeah, you got it.
You finished?
Yeah,
Good.
for now.
Good.
It's like
Well,
Laurel and
folks.
Hardy. but-
We'll try it again.
and Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis.
And guys, I really want to thank you for being here. I mean, it was a
Thank
lot
you.
of fun.
Thanks for
And
having
it's-
us,
and
really.
It's been a
pleasure.
real pleasure. And folks, these guys love what they do, and I always end the show by telling you to go out and support your local musicians. Go out there, see these guys, have some fun. There are times where these guys play at benefits, and you can either see them for free or for just a couple of bucks or a couple of beers and a pizza. Support the clubs. Go to the next page. Go to the jams. Go to the Sunday, Saturday, Thursday. There every day. These guys need you. They draw their energy from you. So please go out and support your local bands.
And that's where your future stars will come from.
Amen.
If you support the musicians at the local level, you'll help them go up to another level, and that's where your next U2 or whoever it comes from. So karaoke and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Support your artists. It's hard enough to do it.
Amen. Well said. So, for everybody here at Smack TV, I want to pay special thanks to my award-winning director, Roxanne Morse, who put up with the mayhem today and made us look pretty and sound pretty. I want to give a special thanks to Beverly Dancy, who is personing one of our cameras today for all of these great shots. And I want to thank Susie Cullen, who was very instrumental in getting these guys together and having them on the show. So for everyone here on the panel, I am Frank Walsh. See you soon, and as always, tune in and tune on.
Oh yeah!
Oh, yeah!
It's hard to play drums in this. I got it now.
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah!
We do the baby thing, right? Baby, 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 baby. Looking too good to me, Stevie. You gonna do that little chicken picking thing? Yeah, you think? Try it. It goes like this.
Thank you, everybody at home. Now it's time to come out of the studio.